Attention passionate LAS, Vegas Raiders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Las Vegas Raiders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Las Vegas Raiders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and LAS, Vegas Raiders FANS. Let's get to the news. Now guys, let's talk about something that's been buzzing around the NFL circles, especially among Raiders fans, the possibility of the team making a bold move in the upcoming weeks, potentially trading for a veteran cornerback who could really solidify the secondary and give the Raiders that extra edge heading into the 2024 season. And I'm talking about Jamel Dean, a player who's been making waves lately, not just because of his talent, but also because of the ties he has with the Raiders organization. This isn't just a rumor, it's something that could seriously reshape the division, especially if the Raiders decide to pull the trigger. So let's unpack this, analyze the potential benefits, and look at what it could mean for the Raiders' playoff ambitions. First off, for those who might not be completely familiar, Jamel Dean is a talented cornerback currently with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's 28 years old, has already logged a solid 63 starts in the NFL, which is impressive for a player still in his prime. Dean has shown flashes of elite coverage ability, especially when it comes to locking down the opponent's best receiver. His game is characterized by his speed, agility, and good instincts, making him a nightmare for quarterbacks trying to throw into his coverage. And here's the kicker, Dean is entering a bit of a crossroads in Tampa Bay. With the Buccaneers going through some roster rebuilds, especially on defense, Dean might be losing some playing time to younger players or upcoming draft picks. This is where the Raiders come into the picture. They've been busy in free agency and the draft, trying to shore up their secondary. They signed Eric Stokes, a promising young cornerback who flashed potential last season, and they also used a third-round pick on Darrian Porter, a talented rookie with a lot of upside. But even with those additions, the Raiders' secondary still has some question marks. They need that veteran presence, that guy who can step in immediately and bring stability and leadership. Dean could be that guy. And it's worth noting, he's not just a talented player, he's also someone with ties to the Raiders. His recent connection to the team's new general manager, John Spidek, who was with Tampa Bay when Dean arrived, makes this rumor even more plausible. It's like a perfect storm of needs, connections, and potential. Now, let's talk about what this trade could actually look like. Dean wouldn't come cheap, but he wouldn't be prohibitively expensive either. Because he's in a contract year, or at least on a deal that makes sense for a team looking to add a veteran without breaking the bank, the Raiders might find a deal that's appealing. They could part with a mid-round pick, or maybe a conditional pick that could turn into a higher round if Dean hits certain benchmarks. The key here is value. The Raiders have the assets, and Tampa Bay might be willing to move on from Dean if they get the right offer, especially since they're also trying to manage their cap space and roster flexibility. So what does Dean bring to the Raiders? Well, for starters, a proven track record of starting and making plays in big games. Remember, Tampa Bay's defense was one of the best in the league a couple of years ago, and Dean played a significant role in that success. His experience in high-pressure situations, like playoff games, is invaluable. Plus, his ability to match up against top receivers in the AFC West, which is loaded with talented pass catchers like Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and Russell Wilson, makes him a perfect fit. The Raiders' secondary has shown flashes of promise, but also some inconsistency, especially on the outside. Adding a player like Dean could mean the difference between a solid defense and a top-tier one. Now, let's take a quick look at the current roster in Las Vegas. The Raiders have been building a competitive secondary, but the depth isn't quite where they want it to be. Darnay Holmes has been a solid slot corner, but they need a true outside shutdown guy. Jacorian Bennett, a second-round pick last year, showed some flashes in his rookie season, but he's still developing. Decamerion Richardson, Sam Webb, and Kyle B. Kelly are all talented players, but they're still unproven at this level. Bringing in Dean could give them that veteran anchor they desperately need, someone who can mentor the younger guys while also playing at an elite level. And let's not forget about the bigger picture here. The AFC West is arguably the most competitive division in the NFL right now. The Kansas City Chiefs, led by Patrick Mahomes, are still the team to beat. But the Chargers are ascending with Justin Herbert and a strong roster, and Denver has been aggressive in rebuilding their squad. The Raiders need to make bold moves if they want to stay competitive and challenge for the division crown. Securing a player like Jamel could be that move, an upgrade that sends a clear message to the rest of the division that Las Vegas is serious about contending. Now you might be wondering, what about the other options? The Raiders have a cornerback room that's promising, but also somewhat unproven. They've invested draft capital, and they've added younger players, but experience and consistency are crucial in the NFL. Dean's presence could be the catalyst that elevates the entire secondary to another level. And if the team can get him at a reasonable price, it's a no-brainer. It's about making smart, strategic moves that maximize their window of opportunity, especially with the QB position in place, and a roster that's capable of competing at the highest level. This potential trade also opens up questions about what it says about the Raiders' overall strategy. Are they all in for a playoff run? Do they see Dean as a piece that can help them make a deep postseason push? Or are they simply adding depth and experience to ensure they're competitive in a tough AFC landscape? Whatever the case, the fact that this rumor is circulating shows that the Raiders are actively exploring ways to improve their roster, and Dean fits that mold perfectly. His veteran presence, combined with his playmaking ability, could be exactly what they need to lock down the secondary and take some pressure off their young safeties and linebackers. Of course, it's all speculation for now, but that's what makes NFL offseason so exciting. These little whispers, the strategic moves, the potential blockbuster trades. The Raiders are no strangers to making bold moves, and with the season just around the corner, every decision they make could be the difference between a playoff appearance and an early exit. Fans are eager to see how the roster shapes up, and adding a player like Dean would definitely create a buzz. It would also send a strong message to their division rivals that Las Vegas is committed to winning now, not just rebuilding for the future. As we look ahead to training camp and the upcoming season, keep an eye on this situation. The Raiders are always active, and they have the assets to make a splash if they see it as the right move. Whether or not Dean becomes a Raider, the fact that his name is being linked to them shows just how serious they are about addressing their secondary issues and making a statement this year. Every NFL team is looking to improve, but the Raiders seem especially motivated, and this potential trade could be a game changer. Remember, the AFC West is a gauntlet, and every little upgrade counts. A veteran like Jamel could be the piece that puts the Raiders over the top, helping them challenge the division's best and aim for a deep playoff run. The next few weeks will be crucial, and I'll be here to keep you updated on any developments. But for now, just imagine that secondary with Dean patrolling the outside, giving the Raiders a real shot at locking down the passing game and creating more turnovers. That's the kind of impact that could make all the difference in close games. So, what do you think, Raiders fans? Would you like to see the team trade for Jamel? Do you believe he's the missing piece? Or do you think they should focus on other areas? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion really matters. This season promises to be exciting, and moves like this could define the Raiders' destiny. Keep your eyes on the news, stay locked in, and I'll be back soon with more updates, insights, and analysis about your Las Vegas Raiders. It's an exciting time to be a Raider, and I can't wait to see what they do next.